Joining us from Washington, Republican Congressman Kevin McCarthy from California. He's a deputy minority whip in the House. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So he talked again, the president, about saying that his bipartisan efforts had been genuine. Do you think that he's lived up to his bipartisan pledge over the past 100 days?
Unfortunately, no. And one thing that I've seen from a personal belief, we invited this president early on when he first got elected to our conference to have a bipartisan talk and work on the stimulus bill, where Republicans actually put together a working group, gave him a list of ideas, even scored and measured it based upon his economic drivers, which had created twice as many jobs with half the money, and not one idea was taken.
Is that more the fault of the president, or do you think it's more the fault of the congressional leadership in the House?
Well, I fault more the congressional leadership in the House, because as the president was speaking to our conference, the Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, was introducing the stimulus bill to deny the ability for bipartisanship to even work within the House. And I think that's detrimental in the long run.
Actually, let's listen to what Nancy Pelosi said. She actually gave some advice in the wake of Senator Arlen Specter's party switch to the GOP. Let's hear it, and I'd like to get your reaction.
Yes, there is a, shall we say, a radical right-wing element with whom they identify. But by and large, I say to Republicans in America, take back your party.
What do you make of getting advice from the House Speaker, the Democrat, about what you guys should do?
Look, I look to a lot of people to get advice, but that's not one of the first people I look to. I think this party has a lot of places to grow, and that's one reason why we're unveiling today the National Council for a New America, where we're going on a tour across America, getting out of Washington, listening to the Americans that devise to be able to solve this economic recovery, to find a 21st century patient-centered health care, to prepare our children for the 21st century as well. And that's the way you're going to see this party grow, and listening and build, and it's going to be finding solutions to our problems. I think that brings this Republican Party back more than anything.
Well, there seems to be some sort of internal debate. The New York Times wrote an interesting article today saying, is it a broader party or a purer one? And Lindsey Graham said that we're not losing blue states and shrinking as a party because we're not conservative enough, which some are pushing to become more conservative, more pure. He said that if we pursue a party that has no place for someone who agrees with me 70% of the time, that's based on an ideological purity test rather than a coalition test, then we're going to keep losing. Do you agree with him? And if so, how do you change that?
I agree that this party needs to grow. This party needs to be open and welcome new people into it. We can maintain our philosophy and be able to grow and add people to it, as much like Ronald Reagan was able to do. And I think what you see, and remember, 6 years ago, this is exactly where the Democratic Party was. This president ran for Congress and lost in a primary by 30%, where his own party wouldn't even elect him to Congress, and now he's president of the United States. We've got an opportunity here. People may think the cup is empty. I think it's half full. This is a time that new leaders rise up, that new ideas form, that solutions are able to grow. I think this is a time where you're going to look back and say, this is where the party shifted, and this is where the party was able to grow. And the new council for a New America is, I think, one of the first starts where we listen to the American people to find solutions.
All right, Congressman Kevin McCarthy, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
John?
China.